Hey everybody, it's Joey and I'm here today with a really cute fun fold. Everyone can make this. You don't have to be an advanced stamper. You can be a beginning stamper and make this fun fold. I'll show it to you real quick. We're going to make two of them. Now earlier I'll show it to you in a moment, but earlier I put on my Facebook page and I sent it out through email all the measurements of this card. Now, I am going to send the full PDF tutorial to my newsletter subscribers this Sunday. So if you're not on my newsletter list, make sure that you subscribe. There is a link in the video description, and it should be both on YouTube and Facebook. So hopefully I'm live in both of those places. I'm going to check the comments and see if, people are finding me. Awesome. Liz is here. Hi, Laura. Oh, awesome. From Ohio. I'm reading the comments. I actually need to grab my glasses. I don't put them on because they're so glorious. What am I trying to say? Blurry because of all the light coming in. But hi, Diane. My first time catching live in Walbridge, Ohio. Oh, fun. Welcome. Hi, Julie, Pam. Oh, you're watching on your big TV. Awesome. So you're watching on YouTube because I think that's, well, sometimes maybe you can watch on your big TV on Facebook. I don't know for sure. Hi, Jamie. All right. So happy. And Diane's on Facebook. So we know we've got that covered. So Pam, you don't have to go check to see if I'm on both Facebook and YouTube because you always check for me. I appreciate my friends that come every week and watch all the time. Okay, let me show you. This is the card. It's always backwards. This is the card we're going to make today, and we're actually going to make two. These are brand new products. They just came available July 1st, but this, you can do this with any, gosh, I can't tell where I'm. Here we go. Let's try this. These are all brand new products that just came. Well, I shouldn't say they're all brand new products. Like you might recognize this designer series paper. That's not new, but has to do with another surprise that I'm bringing you in July. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead. Let me put you down to my workspace. Oh my gosh, I didn't start my camera on my workspace. All these technical things. There we go. And as usual, my camera's crooked. Usually I remember to check that. Let's go ahead. Let's move this down a bit more. And back to what I was sharing with you earlier. If you haven't joined me before, I have a lot of squirrel moments. I apologize for that. Ahead of time, it just is who I am. Let me move the camera just a bit more because you're getting the stand in there. Okay, let's go. Let's actually, hang on. I'm going to make one more adjustment. Sorry about that. As you can probably tell by now, if you're watching me on YouTube replay, you are watching a Facebook Live that I recorded and put up on YouTube. Okay, hang on. We got to make, this doesn't want to move here. There. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Here, back to what I was sharing with you, back to Plan A. Stampin' Up! Just dropped a whole bunch of very fun online exclusives. That only means you won't find them in a printed publication, in case you're curious as to what that means. So both of the things we're using today, there's a whole bunch. I'm not going to go over all these, obviously, but the one thing we're going to use today is the Painterly Pairs Suite Collection. There's the stamp set. I'll show you more. You're going to see these products up close and personal. But when I saw this, I was in love with this. It was the first thing that went on my order. We have some Halloween things that are coming. I also have an event planned with that. Those aren't designed yet, but it's coming. And then this Jolly Holly bundle that we're using today. It's on the online exclusives too. It has a 3D hybrid embossing folder with it, so we're going to take a look at how to use that and why is that special. But what I started to say is I put the measurements both on my YouTube channel description and on my Facebook for the card we're making today. I also have them here on my desktop here. This is pretty messy. I did it in a hurry. Actually, that's the second time I did it and I still made a mistake. So you can find them beneath the video where it says video description. Or, as I said, I'm going to send the full PDF tutorial to my newsletter subscribers this week. It'll go out on Sunday. Today is July 2nd. Can you believe it? July 2nd? Oh my gosh. All right, my friends, I'm going to show you from scratch. And one of the reasons I'm showing this part to you that I'm going to do on the camera is the past 2 weeks I've done 2 videos on how to get started stamping, or how to use your supplies even if you've been stamping for a while, how to use your supplies if you haven't yet used them, or if you need to get back to using them, or if you have things sitting around that you've purchased that you just haven't used yet. So we're going to cut this card from the scratch so you can see, if you happen to be new, you can see how to do that. All right, let's, this is how our colored cardstock comes. It comes 8.5 by 11. Well, we have white in that same measurements too. But the way I'm going to cut this, so this is a special fold that takes, it does use 1 sheet of paper. So I'm going to show you how to cut for that. Now I'm going to go to 5.5. So along the 8.5 inch side, I'm going to go to 5.5, and we're going to make that cut. So I keep getting sidetracked, squirrels all over the place. So I invited you to get your cardstock ready and your supplies, which is why I posted the measurements earlier today. And I also, as I said, sent them out in my email this morning. So if you wanted to, you could maybe craft right along with me with whatever supplies you have. Okay, here's the 5.5. And here is my scoring blade is gray, and I've pushed that out of the way, and let me bring my cutting blade up. Then this snaps down, and now I'm going to cut at 5.5 like this. Okay? Now I'm going to turn my cardstock, and I'm going to cut this at, and I don't think I've showed you on a paper trimmer. If you're one of my new stampers, make sure you know that the arm comes out, and we can go all the way to 17 inches. We're not going that far. We're going to 10 3/4, which is just 1/4 of an inch shorter than obviously our 11 inch side of our cardstock. Now I'm going to close that up, and we're going to do some scoring on this. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and we're going to score this at 1. I've got my couple things are getting in the way of my paper here, so I'm getting them out of the way over to the side. Okay, so here we've got this. We're going to go to 1 5/8. So here's 1.5. We're going to go 1/8 further. So we're going to go to 1 5/8. Make sure we've got the scoring blade. I'm going to press that pretty well a couple of times. Then I'm going to go to 3 1/4. Here's 3 1/4 inch further, 1/4 for this. And now we're going to score again. Now in my directions, I have that you can go on to 7.5 and 9 1/8. So we did 1 5/8 and 3 1/4. I messed that up. And then 7.5 and 9 1/8. Or just turn your paper the opposite way and do the same measurements we did to begin with. So we're at 1 5/8 here. And then let's go to 3 1/4. Now we have our base cut. So if you are crafting along with me, you might have this part already done, or you can always find the video on YouTube and come back and make a card with me. I hope you will do that. While we've got our trimmer out, we're going to go ahead and cut our mats for our designer series paper. I'm going to cut both at once. We've got 2 color schemes going, so one is for one card, obviously, and then one is for the other card. So here I have the cardstock on the right. That's what that means. CS is the right. Is 3 by 4 1/4. And so what I'm going to do is, since this is 8 1/2 across the top, I'm going to cut both of these sheets. I have basic white and I have secret C at 4 1/4. Now that's the measurement we usually cut our quarter sheet of cardstock in anyway. So now I need to get my scoring blade out of the way. I know this is hard to see because my camera doesn't fit the whole trimmer in. And now I'll bring up my cutting blade. I could just cut it up like this, but in order for you to watch it, I'm going to cut it here. So I'm going to go 4 1/4 like so. Okay, and then I'm going to put those two aside, and I'm going to turn here, and I'm going to cut 3 inches. 4 1/4 by 3, and that's going to give one of our cardstock. These are the mats, obviously, not the designer series paper. Okay, so we've got those ready for our 2 cards that we're going to make. Then the left one, I'll make sure I get the DSP. So we're going to go to 5. I'm going to go ahead and cut both of these at 5 here. And then we're going to cut, and then I've got those 2 scraps. Then I'm going to cut at 3. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get this right. This is a fun fold that I made it for my cards that I'm showing today. Make sure I get this right. 3 by 5. Yep, that should be right. Let's hope I did it right so I don't really screw up. So the white ones are for the Christmas card that we're going to make. I'm going to set those aside, and we're going to use these 2. So now there's all of your mats for this card. Now, I did go ahead and cut my designer series paper. Let me set this aside. Because one is 6 by 6 and one is 12 by 12, so it's a little more challenging to cut it together. So I did cut that ahead of time. The designer series paper, you need 2 coordinating patterns. This is the Painterly Pairs, Painterly Pairs designer series paper. I'll show you this paper once we get a little bit further along. But you need one that is, the DSP for the right is going to be 2 3/4 by 4. That's this one on that smaller mat. And then the other one is, DSP for the left is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so that should mount up on our panels here just perfectly like that. Let's go ahead and put those, adhere those to each other. You could use glue for this. I'm just going to go ahead and use, whoops, sticking to my finger. I'm just going to use my tape runner. This is a combination of petal pink, and then actually it just looks a little bit darker than petal pink for the design. And this is just the most gorgeous paper. I just had to show it to you today. And as I said, I will show you all the paper when we get a little bit further along. But we're going to just show the basic construction of this card so that you know exactly how to do it. Okay? All right, now we're going to decorate this one, so I'm going to set it aside for a minute, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp a panel for the inside. So the panel for the inside is this same size, I think. Yeah, it's the same size as the DSP, so it's 2 3/4 by 4. So we're going to stamp this. This is the inside of our card that we're going to stamp first, and got to get my sample out here so I remember. I made a whole bunch of these cards. Not this one. I used this set for my club that's coming up in July. I'm so excited about it. All right, but we'll talk about that later. We're going to go ahead and get this stamped. So I'm going to put some things off to the side again. I always get everything all closed in, and then I can't find anything. We're going to grab, have to reach over here. Sorry for reaching in front of the camera. We don't need red and green for this card. We need petal pink and secret C. Okay, so here we go. Got those laid out here. Set this aside. I'm trying to stay more organized today so I'm trying to be very intentional about where I'm putting things so I don't lose everything. We'll see how long that lasts. Probably not going to last super long. Just saying. I try, but if you've watched me before, you know that it doesn't always pan out. Okay, this is going to be a good friend is a gift card. So the inside, I'm just going to say thank you. I have a lot of friends that I'm very grateful for, so I'm just going to do a simple thank you on the inside. Oh, I didn't even show you the stamp set. Good heavens. All right, I'll show you in a minute. Let me go ahead and stamp this. I'm just too in a hurry to show you this fun fold because I think you'll really enjoy making it if you give it a try. If you do give it a try, let me know because I'd like to see it. So you can always tag me. You can tag me at hashtag Create with Joey, or you can tag me. My name on Facebook is Joey. Evans is my maiden name, Hartman. So you can find Joey Evans Hartman and tag me, and it should bring me up. Better yet, let's be friends. So if you find me on Facebook, go ahead and do a friend request. There's this little, this actually I think it's supposed to be dimension on the pear, but I'm stamping it in petal pink just for the fun of it. Now you could put a mat on this. It would be the same size as the mat for this guy, but we're going to go ahead. Well, actually, maybe I do have one. I do have one here, I think. Oh, let's go ahead and do it. But if you do it, it's the same size as this, so these are both the same, just so you know that. Okay, now don't set that somewhere where I can't find it. Let's go ahead and do that. I think that'll be a nice way to set off and make extra special the inside of the card. So now I will come back and see your comments. If you're commenting, I don't see them pop up unless I click the comments button, which means I have to look up, get my hand on the computer key to get that done. So I usually don't do it right in the beginning. All right, let's go ahead and fold our card. So now we've got this scored, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So we're just going to, wait a minute, where is it? Oh yeah, I just couldn't see it. My scoring tool on my trimmer doesn't score as deeply as my scoring tool, my scoreboard. So that's why I couldn't see it to begin with. And we're just going to fold these in like a regular card. Now you're going to see that they are going to cross over each other like this, and I'm going to fold these back. Now I don't really actually know what the name of this fold is. I'm calling it a double Z fold tuck card. I've seen people call it a double gate fold, and I guess I get where they're coming from, but can you see the double Z? So there's your Z, and then there's your Z. That's why I'm saying Z. Now I'm going to crease these really, really well with my bone folder because this wants to pop open, and we kind of want it to not pop open once we get everything assembled. Oh, there we go. All right, so you want to do that. Make sure you get it really scored. So I'm curious to know if anybody's actually saw my measurements. I only put it up today. So, you know, Facebook is like a moving sidewalk. If you don't see it when it pops up, it moves right on and you miss it. But I'm curious to know, is anyone actually stamping with me today? Or maybe you're even stamping on something of your own. So this is going to go like this. Or, as I said, if you watch the video and then you come back, we're going to put this one on, and then I'm going to decorate the front of the card, and I'll show you all that. If you are watching a replay, and then you can stop the video and go cut your cardstock and craft with me, I would really love that since you can't come and be with me in my studio. All right, now I'm going to can you see how this is folded? So I'm folding it this way. Now, this paper is directional, so I want it to go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over this way, and then I know that this side is going to get the glue. And I'm going to put this about where it's going to be on this fold. So it's going to be like about 1/4 of an inch, maybe just a little bit more on here. And then I can see where this fold is right here. And I'm going to stay on that side of the fold. So let's go ahead and adhere this. I'm kind of watching where that fold is coming down here. I like to squiggle it because it kind of helps me not get my whole finger in it and get glue all over my fingers. That's our battle with liquid glue, you know, it's not getting it all over our fingers. Okay, so I'm going, oops, what am I doing, for Pete's sake? I have a little holder here and I didn't realize my lid wasn't in my holder. Okay, so now this should be right. When we turn it over, our pear should be going the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stand up for this. All I'm looking at, I'm not looking at any of that. In fact, let's just do it like this. Otherwise, you have that fold trying to press against your hand. As I said earlier, it wants to unfold when you might not want it yet to unfold. So we're going to press this down, which is going to glue this down pretty well. Now, I'm just going to take, let's take a stamp set or a big block and just hold that down for a minute. Okay, now I'm going to show you what we're working with today. So here's the stamp set up close and personal. I think this is so pretty. So it's two-step stamping. Every stamp has 2 steps. Here's that little texture stamp I was telling you about, and I think this actually goes on the pear to give it some texture. But this is 2 steps for this one, and I have some cards to show you where I did that. This one for this, and then these are little flower buds that go in the middle of the flower. It's called Perfectly Pears. These are the dies. And I have used all these dies, but not on this card. But I will show you all the cards I made. We're going to use quite a few of these, but not all of them today. So that's that. And I'll show you the paper later, but let me go ahead and work on the front of this card. So we've got this guy. Now the paper, well, maybe I will show you the paper because it has to do with what we're going to do now. There is a sheet of this paper in the Designer Series paper that has a lot of these pears that you can cut out right from the dies. So let me show you how that works. So not only the pears, I've got so many things up here. Can you actually even see what I'm going to do? I'm going to, let's go ahead and put that there. I'm not going to obviously cut it out because I did it ahead of time, but I wanted to show you. And then this cuts this guy out right there. And then this one cuts these guys out. And what I wanted to show you is how many of these you're going to get on this piece of Designer Series paper. There's a whole bunch. Sometimes when we have dies to go with patterns, there's only like 4 of that particular pattern on a sheet of DSP. Well, not too many people want to cut up their DSP for that. And then all these pink flowers also have a die that goes like, see if I can get this figured out here, like so. For these flowers, so you can see there's so many flowers. So that's how the dies work that cut out the Designer Series paper. Now I have done that ahead of time. But let me put this aside for a moment so it's not in our way. I set that just over to the side, and I'll show you the paper. So this is a pattern I've used quite a bit for my club cards coming up in July. Let me just pull these out. I'm sorry, they're in a hot mess because I've been crazy busy designing cards. This one I love too. Well, I don't think there's one in here I don't like. You've seen this one. Here's the pears going up and down. This is Secret Sea. I can't tell if you can tell that. And then this one, oh my gosh, I did not use this one on the card today, but it was hard not to use it. So different colors of Mossy Meadow, Daffodil Delight, a little Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, and obviously these are shades of Mossy Meadow. And then, let's see, oh, this one too. Got to get out all these so you can see them. here is this is luscious too. Now, I don't think you can tell in the video, but that is cloud cover in the background, or at least it looks like it to me. It's just very slightly grayish blue. Now, let's look at what we've got on the back. So on the back of this one is a secret C pattern with, this is green. So it's mossy metal as a kind of a check pattern. On the back of this one, we have another mossy metal pattern, same as the petal pink one. On the back of this, we've got this same square pattern, only in, this is Darling Duckling. So, I don't know, did I say Daffodil Delight? I meant Darling Duckling for that guy. This has just a sweet little pattern with a Darling Duckling flower. And we already looked at that one. And then this one, I need to pull this whole sheet out so you can see this. I'll do that in a minute, but on the back of the pears with all the die cuts is this pretty green leafy pattern. But let me show you what the one is would be really nice for scrapbooking. I can't remember which one. What is that on the back? Oh, this pink one. Oh, I might not have a full sheet of that in here without opening another pack. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so on the front of this one is this gorgeous pattern, or you could cut it up for your cards as well too. I probably will cut mine up for cards, but anyway, that's that beautiful paper called Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. If you want the number for that, it will be in the PDF that I send out on Sunday, but the number for that is 166146. It's blurry. Sorry, it's blurry. You can't see it. But, oh, you can go onto my website and just do a search for it and you'll find it. Okay, so all that to say that I already did die cut our pears and some other doodads to put on this card. Because we've got 2 to make today, so I don't want to dilly-dally too long. This is one of the dies from this set, so I cut this vine out of... here's these guys, and then here's these guys, and our flowers. So I cut this out of mossy meadow, and I'm going to actually just take my silicone mat. You could put mini glue dots on the back of this. I'm just going to make this a little bit faster, and I'm just going to put a little bit of, you have to be careful with this, a little bit of seal on this, because this vine is very, very thin. So and I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive. I'm not gluing everything down. You could use self-adhesive sheets that we have if you wanted to glue it down. But I'm going to put this, just angling a little bit. I'm going to put this leaf way over to the left. And I kind of want most of this to show. So I'm going to try. I'm not going to press this down too far or down too hard. I'm going to just bring this over like so. Now there are flowers in this bundle. Well, these little flowers, but the star of the show are obviously these gorgeous pears. I'm just going to put my leaf down on my mini glue dot, and then I'm going to glue that to my pear right here, like so. Then let's go ahead and see how this is going to fit together. See if I have it spaced out pretty well. Hopefully. Okay. Oh, you guys, you know what? I forgot. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. You should stamp this panel before you ever put it on your card, which I didn't do. But we are going to do it now. We're going to live dangerously. I'm taking out my secret C. I'm going to grab my piercing mat, though. When you have photopolymer stamps, just a reminder, it's a good idea to stamp on your piercing mat. This is living dangerously, but oh well, you know, maybe we'll be learning how to fix a mistake today. We'll see. A good friend is a gift. After I took the photos of this card, I realized that it's a little bit hard to see on this busy pattern, but you can see. I'm trying to make sure I'm straight. Straight down. Don't wiggle. There we go. So, after I made the card and saw that it was kind of hard to see on camera, I thought I probably should have just stamped it on a piece of white and made a label, but I didn't do that. You might want to do that if you feel like you can't see it well enough. I'm hunting for my cleaning pad, so I'll get this cleaned off. And because Secret Sea ink, if you don't get that cleaned off right away, you might end up with that in places you really don't want it. So let's go ahead and let's just build the rest of this card. Now I could have stamped these. It would have taken more time, obviously, but I will show you a card I did stamp them. And I think actually I'm pretty proud of myself. I think it turned out pretty good. I looked at the Stampin' Up! Samples and tried to figure out what they did and copied it from there. Okay, now I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to press anything down too far yet. I'm going to put a bow on this pear, and I don't want that to cover up I'm not pressing yet. And then our flowers will go kind of at the bottom here. So for this guy, I'm going to put dimensional on this side. So I didn't see your answers, as if are you crafting today, and is there any chance you're making this card with me? I think I'm going to try to do that, to put the measurements of what I'm making when I'm just making a card, instead of when I'm showcasing a whole bunch of cards from one bundle, when you get the free PDF for a purchase, because then I always do multiple cards with one bundle. Let's see, let's do, I don't think there's any right or wrong with these flowers. I'm just going to stick them down here, and then I'm putting a little bit of adhesive on the very top of the flower, because it's where it's going to go over the pear. Watch, this is pressing my pear down. It's going to go over the part of the pear that already has a dimensional on it. I'm going to, whoops, I want this to go a little bit more to the, whoops, what am I doing? Yeah, that's what I want. A little bit more to the right, like that. Now, before we do the ribbon and the bow, let's go ahead and glue this on. Now, my friends, I'm going to bring my face up here for a minute. This is the part that you want to be careful of. This is the only tricky part in the whole card. So hang on, let me bring you back down here. And it's not tricky. I mean, I might have set you up for stress. It's not tricky, but if you do this part wrong, your card won't slide together. It won't do the tuck part of the card. So we obviously, this is going to go, well, maybe not obviously, but this is going to go like this for this card, right? Like so. So we need to glue this edge down, but only the very edge. If we glue the whole thing, this won't tuck in underneath it. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to turn it upside down so that I get the glue on the right side. And now I'm going to just make a thin line of glue. Here we go, a thin line of glue. This is important. I'm not even going to squiggle it. Okay, thin line. Tombow will hold, so you don't really need any more than that to hold this together. But we're going to put this, now I'm going to get this all together like so. This is going to go like that. And then I'm going to try and line this guy up so that the margin I have here is about the same as what I have here. And then top to bottom, I want that to be about maybe 3/4 of an inch. Trying to look at I'm looking side to side to make sure I have this. Of course, I stuck my hand in the glue for this side, like so. Now, I'm going to unfold this because I don't want that fold pushing against the glue yet. Meantime, I'm going to grab my cleaning cloth. This one is better for hands. And get that glue off. Okay, so there we go for that. Now, in the meantime, I might just put this block here just for a moment. And then we'll make a bow. So, I meant to show you this ribbon. This is the ribbon that's part of our suite of products. It's mossy metal and gold. I can't tell if you can see this or not. There you go. You can get a pretty good view of it there. Although I'm looking around and I don't see my gems, which will really annoy me. I was so prepared, you guys. I'm serious. Oh, I do have them. And then these are the gems. Look at this. I don't think they're going to be nearly as gorgeous on the video as they are in person, but they're very, very sparkly. Oh, there you can see a little bit more. They're very, very sparkly. They're so, so pretty. So let's make this bow. I'm just going to make a loop. Whoops, let's have the gold side out first. I'm going to make a loop like this, and I'm just going to wrap it around like so. I'm going to push this through. I'll get up where you can see it. Push that loop through. Grab this one and keep it folded so it doesn't twist. You just don't want it to twist. Now we can adjust it and make it whatever size we want. We're not going to do a very big bow for this, but I hope I'm not freezing today. Oh, you guys, last week I froze like, I don't know, 6 times maybe. I double checked all my connections today. I didn't redo it because it was over an hour video. And I thought, well, people can see that it's a long video. Hopefully they'll just fast forward. I just didn't have time to redo it. It was just, it was heartbreaking because it's live video, you know, which is one reason people don't do live video, those that don't do it, because when that happens, you can just start over. So I will say, if this one, it doesn't look to me like I've frozen today, but hopefully I haven't. There was a little bit of a loose connection. It wasn't loose, it shouldn't have really been a problem, but I don't know if that was a problem or was just a super glitchy day on the internet. Okay, so now here you go. So this is the tuck part. So see how this sits up like this, like that. Okay, so now this part is going to tuck in under under this panel. See? You see how that tucks in? Trying to show you. So it goes over the fold and under this panel. So that's that. Let's put some gems on this though. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so we're going to pull out, I think these are probably supposed to be Secret Sea. I'm sure they are. So it's probably Secret Sea, Mossy Meadow, and Timid Tiger, I'm guessing. All right, see how this really doesn't want to close, but we're gonna put something on top of it to close it and hopefully keep it closed. So these are super shiny little embellishments. If you're a friend of mine, you probably like glitter because I'm all about the sparkle and the glitter. And then let's put one up here. There you go. That's card 1. So let me know if you think you're gonna try this. I would love to know if you think you would try it, or you will try it, or you are trying it as we speak. I'm going to bring up the comments here for a moment and just try and catch up just for about 15 seconds. Oh, Julie, you like it? Hi, Alexina. Welcome. Good to see the tip to get the Z cred. Awesome. Diane, you need this? Oh, you need this. You totally need it. She's saying she thinks she needs this. Pam likes it. Laura, I've seen them. I have them, but I have April and June paper pumpkin kits in front of me that I have to get done yet. You know what, girl? I get you on that. I truly do. I have multiple paper. I'm embarrassed to say I have multiple paper pumpkin kits that aren't put together. Okay, let me give you a little sneak peek of the other 5 cards I made with this bundle. And this is for my monthly club. So it's a subscription club. You get about $20 worth plus for extra supplies. You get 5 project kits, printable PDF with detailed instructions. You can add the featured stamp set if you're in my club. Without tax and shipping, I pay the tax and shipping as a thank you for you. And then you get a special gift, a $25 gift after 6 months if they're consecutive. It's $37 a month. If you need shipping, it's $45. Because it's a subscription, you don't ever have to worry about it. You can start anytime, you can stop anytime. It's all in your control when you sign up. You can change it whenever you want to. If you want to take it for just 1 month at porch pickup or come in person, I offer in person. The in-person one this month is July 24th from 3 to 7. That's $42 for 1 month, or with shipping, it's $51 for 1 month. If you want to have it shipped and you want to just try it for 1 month without subscribing. So you'll get that DSP I showed you, some of the ribbon, you'll get the gems with this month's club kit. So are you ready? So here we go. I'm going to hold them up. I'm going to bring up my face and I'm going to show these to you up here real quick. Here's a sneak peek. I used a lot of this. That was kind of the paper that I used to tie all these together. Here's one of the, whoops, I know it's backwards, the dies that comes in this. Here's one where I made a little peekaboo hole for that gorgeous paper. Sorry, you guys. I don't usually do it like this, do I? But today I'm doing it like that. I don't have the gems on these. Oh my gosh, I left off the gems. I'll put the gems on it. And then this one is a little fun fold card. So there's that one. Gosh, I can't do it like that because it goes backwards. Okay, that's my club cards. You have to sign up by July 12th. There is also a link for that in the video description if you're interested. Okay, now we're going to have some fun with some Christmas products. And you're probably thinking, Christmas? What the heck? Well, I am offering a Christmas in July event. It's so fun. It's going to be so fun. I'm doing it with 2 of my demonstrator friends. We're collaborating to bring you 9 projects in a kit with this bundle that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to go ahead. Well, let me show you the bundle before we get too far here, since I forgot on my first go around with the pairs. Let's go ahead and... That's not it, Joe. Not it. Here it is. This is it. So it's called Jolly Holly. It's called the Jolly Holly bundles. You can see there's a lot of way to pair up the greetings for Christmas. And then there is some images as well. So there is holly in it. You think for sure it would. A poinsettia, some bells, and then this cute little vine. And I'll show you some cards I made with this as well. This is going to be an online event. It'll be 3 days of Facebook Live at the end of July. It'll be July 29, 30, and 31. I don't have this ready to, I'm waiting on the graphic. One of the girls is making the graphic for this. So I don't have it, the link posted yet, but I will have it up tomorrow, and I'll have it in my email tomorrow as well. So these are the dies that go with this. I'm going to show you how to use this die. This is a hybrid embossing folder die because it goes with that hybrid folder. Then there's 2 little panels. You can cut out the images if you want to. This would also make a star. I think that would, you could make that a star. And then this die for joy. And let's go ahead and start with that so I can show you how to use this beautiful embossing folders. Let me put this back away before I lose all my parts for this card. As I said, today's my day to try to not lose everything that I'm working with. It's probably not going to be successful, my friends, but we're going to give it a try. All right, let me show you how to do this. So before I get my machine out, because I'll be too close to the camera. So this side has a Stampin' Up! Logo. So that's the side that your die is going to fit into. So this is going to fit like right about here. And I have to say, it did take me a few tries to get this to hook in. So probably on live video, it'll even take me longer. There's a big poinsettia, or yeah, no, holly right here that I tried to. I don't know why this one's challenges me more. Of course, I knew on live video. Of course, it didn't take me this long in real life. There we go. Okay, so it kind of locks in. It does lock in. It doesn't kind of. It does lock in when you find the right place. Now, I did find with this folder, it's helpful to have a whole quarter sheet. So 4.25 by 5.5 piece of white. And then I'm going up. I'm going all the way up to the fold here. Just because that's how I did my other one, so it'll work out better for my sample if I follow my sample. Now I'm going to close this. I'm going to try not to move it. Let's see if I can manage this without letting this move. Now I'm going to grab my die cutting machine, and for doing using a hybrid embossing folder, so if any of my new stampers or beginners are watching, this is something I didn't show on my last 2 videos for beginning stampers as a hybrid embossing folder. So we're going to find plate 1, that's your base plate. Now we're going to put in our folder with the folded end first, and the die going down, and then we're going to use plate 4 to go in over the top of that. So I'm trying not to move that. Lord willing, I didn't move it. So let's go ahead and go through. And then let's get this out so we can see what we've got here. Now I'm going to put all these things next to my die cutting machine. My attempt to not have everything scattered. So now we open it up, and if I didn't move it, we should be in good shape. Yes, it's good. See how beautiful that embossing is? Now look at this, you guys. So these don't pop out. So just so you know, they don't pop out. They stay attached by a little tiny piece. And what we're going to do today is actually cut some of these out. But I did a whole card not cutting it out, as cutting them out as well. But you could. It just gives you so many options. I love that it does that. Okay, so to start off with, we are going to snip out a few of these cards. Let me get my paper hollies. So this one over here, they're just held together, as I said, by a few little tiny places, and I'm just getting my paper snips under there. You can see it, and I'm just snipping them out. So we're going to snip out 3 of these. Whoops, that one needs to be a little bit shorter. There we go. Okay, now let's see, what did I use for my other cards? I think this one of 3. So see how those fold up? Now it makes a beautiful card, and as I said, I'll show you the one that I made using the whole sheet. Obviously, normally that's probably how you are going to use it instead of cutting them out, but it does give you the option. And I made one of my cards for our craft along. So did I get that whole thing out to tell you about? So the craft along, so the Christmas in July craft along is a 3-day Facebook event. Facebook and YouTube. I'll be live on YouTube as well. Let's see what these, let's go ahead and let's do this one. So you'll get your kit. If you pre-order the kit, you'll get your kit ahead of time, and you'll have time to prep your products or your cards. But you'll have all the products, and I'll do all the prepping of the cardstock and the cards. I'll cut those, I'll score those for you, etc. Okay, so this is what we have when we've got those all cut out. Okay, all right, so there's that. And then you can craft along with me, and then you'll always have those videos. I will send the direct directly to you, the video links, so you don't have to go and hunt for them all the time. But it's going to be so fun. So we're doing gift card holders, we're doing a little gift box, and we're doing cards. Most are cards, but some are gift boxes, etc. Okay, here, I'll give you a sneak peek of my card, my 3. So I only have my 3 projects because I don't have made the other girls yet, but here's one similar to what we're going to make today. Here is my gift card holder. So it opens like this, and then it opens on the inside. There's a little card, and there's a gift card holder in there. And then here's the one using the whole sheet of the embossing folder and those 2 frame dies as well. So I'm excited about this. Really excited. I was happy my friends could do it with me, and we're just really excited to bring it to you. Let's go ahead and get this card made, though. Let's see what we're doing with this guy. So we've got our card bases. We already cut our mats at the beginning. Let's see what else we got here. There we go. I'm going to dump everything out here so it's ready to go. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so let's go ahead and do what we did on the other one. Let's do the inside first, and then we'll squirrel this. So let me grab my stamps for this one. These are all, I'm going to move out my stamps from the pear card. And then let me bring in my stamps for this card. We are going to stamp on the inside. We're going to do a little coloring on this one. So I'm going to bring out my greeting. Says, bright and happy Christmas wishes. Let me get this out. I'll grab my... One of the girls doing it with me is Julie Salva. If some of you did, we did a stamp off, Julie and Friends stamp off contest a couple of months ago. She's doing this with me, and actually Ali Gomez was part of that group too, and she's back with us too. So together we have 9 projects for you. We'll do 3 each day. I'll show you how to make them 3 each day so that it's not too overwhelming and doesn't take too much time. Okay, let's do this. Then we're going to stamp our holly. Oh no, we're not coloring this one. I colored my sample. No, okay, let me start over with that. I colored the one of these hollies for one of my cards in my our craft along. But for this one, I just stamped the, well, I kind of still lied. We're stamping the holly leaves, but I'm only going to, this is light, this is dark. I'm only going to color just the berries there. There we go. I hope this is the right one. It doesn't, it looks too big, doesn't it? I hope I did this right. Okay, let's see if I did it right. This is going to go this goes with this. This goes with, see, this was probably supposed to go with that, but I should have one more because we cut enough. This, okay, so I think this is the same size. Let me see. So much for knowing where I put everything. Yeah, that'll work for that, guys. So let's go ahead and push all that aside. Hopefully you've taken a screenshot of the measurements if you wanted that. Otherwise, you have them below the video. All right, bright and happy Christmas wishes. I know some of us are like, why are we talking about Christmas? My husband came over to my table and he goes, you're making Christmas cards? I said, I always do Christmas in July. Always. Because I have friends. I was a teacher for many, 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 many years. That was my real job in life. And my teaching friends that stamped with me, they did their cards during the summer because they didn't have time during the school year. And then they could take their time with them. They didn't feel rushed or have to hurry. So there's our Z from the top. Can you see that? Okay, like that. Our double Z is why I'm calling it that. Now let's go ahead and, for today's card, let's just go ahead and, before we start gluing the parts, let's do a little bit more of the putting parts together. I'm going to go ahead and... So let me know in the comments, would you like to be getting the measurements early enough to prep your own projects to make with me, or is that too overwhelming to try and watch and make your cards at the same time? I don't know. I thought, a friend of mine does that. I don't know actually if her viewers cropped along with her. I got to thinking they probably did, or she wouldn't be offering the measurements. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. This is that take a bow, B-O-W. I don't know. I think that's bow. No, bow. Oh yeah, it could be bow. B-O-U-G-H is obviously a greenery bow. Let's go ahead and make this card. Okay, no. Squirrel, let's put this guy on like we did the first time. So, again, I'm going to lay this flat out. I'm going to put that up there. Let's remember, I put it there. You guys had to help me last week. You're like, you put it up in front of you. It was up on the windowsill. Whatever I lost last week was up on the windowsill. Okay, so... Again, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to line it up around here about the same where I know it's going to go on this panel. Here's my score line, and I'm going to keep my glue to this side of the score line. So maybe it will help you to see this twice too. I have a very good friend, and this is what she does every week. She only makes 2 cards. Not that that's a bad thing. And she does the same layout for 2 different cards. And I like to watch her. I think it's fun to watch her. All right, now I'm looking so that I have about 1/4 of an inch all the way around on this guy. Let's go ahead and... I'm just eyeballing this. Do you ever get something done and you think you've got it straight for sure, and then you're finished up, and then you're like, that's not straight. It's a hot mess. Let's do what we did before. We're going to, and then sometimes, especially if you use liquid glue like this one, this would be a done deal. So let me grab my block, which, no, I don't know where that is because I didn't intentionally set that anywhere. Well, let's do this. Let's just clean this one. And we'll use this one. It doesn't need a lot of pressure at all, but sometimes just setting a glass block or something heavier on it, we're going to set that there for now. Okay, let's build the front of our card. Now for this, I used the Everyday Arches dies. This is this set. This is also... I don't know if this is an online exclusive. I can't remember. But these dies, look how many of these dies you get with this. And you can layer them so easily. So today we are going to layer them like I've done here. So I did a real red one, and then I'm going to layer that on white. So let me grab my seal. I'm just going to line this up on this guy like so. Then I'm going to get my sample out here so I can see how I did this. Then I'm going to pop this up. Well, before I pop it up, let's put all these little poinsettias. So these are the 3 poinsettias we cut out earlier. And then I did go ahead and die cut some garden green boughs, B-O-U-G-H-S. This is my biggest one. This has 4. So I'm going to put this guy on first. I'm going to sit back down. So far, I don't think I have frozen today. That was so weird. That has, other things have happened, but that hasn't happened like it did that day. Who knows? Might have been a glitch on YouTube. Okay, so let me see. How do I want? Yeah, we'll go this way. And I'm not going to press this down really hard. Well, actually, yeah. No, I'm not pressing it down hard. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to put a leaf. I think this guy goes up here. You kind of have to fit them together so that they look right, because they're not obviously individually die cut. Oops, I put the adhesive on the wrong side of that. Whoops. Okay, so I needed to put it on this side and I put it on that side, but we'll make it work. So this, I think I'm going to snug this down here and kind of crisscross those. I gotta kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna put my joy down here and dry fit it. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but I'm up too high. So I need to just gently, as long as you don't press down, you can gently pull those up. I'm gonna kind of go a little bit lower on this guy. And then we're gonna fit this in here. Whoops, we need a dimensional there. Put that on. Let's go ahead and I want the berries to show because we're going to put gems on the berries. So I'm going to pull this out. Let's see, is this going to work? Yeah, I think that'll work okay. Okay, don't do this. I want this to go about here. So I need this guy to come out. All right, this is Putsy. So if you're a beginning stamper and you just started following me and you're going, what the heck? I thought you said this could be easy. It is easy. It's just how many steps you want to do. Like Liz said last week, just leave out steps. Make it easier. And this one's going to go kind of like that. And this is also going to have some greenery behind it. So this time I'm going to put the adhesive on the top like that. And then we'll go kind of like this. Then we'll get a dimensional on this guy. Now, if I was stamping on my own and I really was getting this ready for a Christmas card, I mean, I am getting it ready for a Christmas card, but I mainly want to show you how to put it together. I would probably put more mini dimensionals down there, but for the sake of time, I'm going to go like this. The reason I'm being careful with this is I don't want it to go beyond my mat here because it'll get bent, because this is a movable part. So we got to pull this up. Sorry for the pot scene. I want my berries to show, and then I want my green leaf to be inside this panel so it doesn't get bent. Understandable? Okay, there we go. Now I'm turning it over. I'm feeling where those dimensionals are so I don't get a dimensional right on top of another dimensional. It just makes it less bulky for mailing, so it doesn't make much difference in your design. Although I do like to use multi-dimensionals. I rarely use just one on anything because I feel like it gives it more stability to knot. Isn't that a pretty little arch with the candy cane stripe? I think this turned out cute. Okay, looking left to right, top to bottom. And then let's put our joy on. Now my first card I made, I did put this on an adhesive sheet, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to roll up some glue dots. So this is something you can do with these die cuts that are kind of skinny but not super skinny. I'm just going to grab like maybe 3 mini glue dots and I'm squishing them. I'm just pinching them together with my finger like that to make them smaller, sticking them on my card. I'm not ignoring you, my friends. I just can't see your comments until I actually go to my comments, but I do want to know what you have to say. What you think? What do you think about this card? I think it turned out cute. I'm happy with it. I hope you'll try this fold. I'm anxious to know if you try it. Okay, now we're going to go back to to do this like I taught you before. So this is going to go in front of this fold, and then this is going to go over here. Now again, I'm going to turn this over. This time I'm going to try to actually kind of hold it shut while I glue it instead of opening it up. Now, if you do this, just make sure you're holding firmly, because you don't want it to pop up when you're doing the glue, because make sure I'm right here. Double check. Guess I want my glue on that side. So, and just one tiny strip here so our card will tuck in. That left panel is going to tuck in back here. I know last week we've been sharing Diane's motto of the liquid glue, a dot is a lot, and that's true. Now, just because I made a stripe of this glue, it's very thin. So you do need the whole stripe. You don't want just like 3 little dots of glue on this. Okay, so now we're going to turn it over. We're going to hold this closed. I'm going to get this over to about the same distance I have it on the right. I'm looking top to bottom to make sure this is about the same. And that looks fairly straight. Maybe it needs to come over just a touch. Whoops, too much. There we go. This was fun for me, you guys. I know it's not Christmas time. And I know some of you are like, do not talk to me about Christmas. You're like, I don't want to think about Christmas when it's the 4th of July. And I totally get that. That's me. I don't do my Christmas cards until later. I will do a Christmas stamp-a-stack each month, getting ready for December. But we'll talk about that another time. But the first one's going to be this Christmas in July one with this. Okay, cool. Now we need a bow. I already showed you how to do a bow, so we're going to just go ahead and get this guy on. Then we'll put our berries on, and this card is good to go. I have my first 2 Christmas cards made. I'm going to put this at the top of my arches. I'm going to grab my linen thread. Okay, you guys, you want to see something that a puppy does? See this? I don't know if I can salvage this or not. A certain puppy that lives in our house, who shall remain nameless, Teddy, got a hold of a spool. I'm doubling this because I'm going to make a double bow. Super easy to do a double bow. You just double your ribbon or string and treat it like one. Anyway, I heard Steve go, uh-oh. Steve is my husband. And I'm like, oh no. He goes, he got a hold of something. So we're just treating this like one ribbon. Fold it, then we fold it, not fold it, but wrap it. And that didn't go very well. I still have my fingers are a little bit sticky from glue, so they're kind of holding on to the twine. I said, oh my gosh. I didn't take the time to try to unravel it. I'm not sure I will. It's only like $5 or $6. Can't remember. $5, I think. Probably not worth the time it would take to try and unravel it. Okay, we're going to put this right on top of this guy, like that. So in our Christmas in July kits, I'll do a special video and tell you all the things you get with it, but you get both a white ribbon, you get the pack of the berries, you get the red and white twine, you get all the cut supplies for all 9 projects, and see, does it say ribbon, gems, 2 ribbons. Now, That has to look like it's coming right out of the top of the bow. So you got to pretty much get it right on top of the bow. I am kind of putting it a little bit to the side. There we go. Now let's grab our berries. Do you remember, you guys, those of you that have been stamping for longer than a year, do you remember all these berries that kept selling out? They sold out, they sold out, they sold out, but they're in the online store now. They're not a discontinued item. They come in the cherry cobbler color and pearl, they call it. We're just going to stick these right in the middle. Then this come together so cute. I think this turned out cute. Anyway, we're including a pack of these. It's all going to be wrapped in a cute red stocking. No, bag, not stocking, bag. And there is our Christmas card. And again, it tucks in here because we didn't glue this whole panel down. Now, if you glue this whole panel down, if you forget, then just remember your card isn't going to slide in like this, so it might be kind of a disaster. There it is. There it is. Okay, so let me bring my card. So, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the Painterly Pears cards, or do you like the Christmas card? Or do you like, what do you think? They're very, very different, obviously, in color schemes. So there's all our cute cards. They don't want to stay shut, so let me just put them out here for you to see. Like so. Can you see them? Put this one on top. They actually do stay closed, tucked in, when they're just sitting, kind of like that. Oh, there we go. I'm so happy you joined me today. Listen, don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you follow me, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to check your comments because I've missed talking with you and see what all you've got to share. Pam, Christmas cards are my favorite to make. Love this one. Oh, I'm getting you in the mood. I'm happy I'm getting you in the mood. Oh, dear puppy in trouble. Oh, yeah, big trouble. Oh, and Jamie, I'm glad you like them. Pam, I'm glad you like them. Laura, you like the little pears? Yeah, I kind of do too. You know, I just love the whole color combination. Pears. Laura likes this one. Me too. This suite is gorgeous. It's really, really beautiful. And this does get me in the mood for my Christmas classes coming up because it's time. It's time for me to start showcasing it because they're all going to be out in August. August? September? Okay, Joey, think here. We can pre-order in August as demonstrators, and then they come out the 1st of September, which for Halloween is late. So I'm going to do Halloween much sooner than September. And there's cute Halloween things coming. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, it's mean for me to make you choose your favorite. You love them both. I'm very happy you love them both. So thanks again so much for being with me. Thank you for following me and just supporting me through all my technology issues that seem to come up every week, even though I try to get it right. But thanks again for being here. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to know if you make this card. So let me know if you make this special fun fold card and tag me on it so I can see what you've made. Alrighty, my friends, take care. I'll see you next time, next video. Bye-bye. Happy 4th of July. Take care. Have a good weekend and a holiday. Bye-bye.